So, I'm trying to get a video posted about finishing the pig hut, but my internet is not good and it just doesn't want to load, so I'm still working on that. In the meantime, I'm going to try to get this one up. So I made a automatic waterer for the pigs. I think I showed you guys that. And it had been working, but I put it on the outside of the fence, and when we filled it up, I think what happened is it settled, and the nipple pushed up against the fence and it bent, and then it came out and it made a watery mess. So I'm gonna try to fix that. I think I can salvage the barrel instead of just being stuck with a barrel that has a hole in the bottom of it. So I'm gonna try to fix that. But I want to show you guys the pigs as well. Here are the piggies. They're getting much more accustomed to us and much more friendly. You can see they like to layer in the mud. We've been having lots of rain, so they've been getting lots of mud. But that tray of water right there was pretty crystal clear just a second ago. And already they're starting to muddy it up. You know, they put their nose in the mud and then they put, you know, their nose in the water and it gets muddy. So every time I come out here, it's, you know, muddy water, which is fine if they're just using it to play in and stuff like that. See, they'll go in it. But for drinking, I want them to have something that's cleaner. So I'm going to see if I can fix this water barrel here. You can see the nipples in the bottom. So what had happened was that hole at the bottom right there pushed up against the fence here and it popped out. So let's see if we can get it fixed. I bought a package of the hog nipples, and they came 3 in a package. And at the same time I bought them, because when I was doing research, some people just screwed these right into the barrel, and others use what's called a bulkhead. And this right here is a bulkhead. And what it does, let me see if I can get it here. I'll be right back. This right here is what's called a bulkhead. And what it is a piece that goes through, it goes through the barrel like this, and then there's this rubber gasket right here, and then you compress it from the outside, so the barrel would be right here where my finger is, and then this washer comes on the outside and you compress it to make a watertight seal. So I'm going to enlarge that hole, and then it's got threads on the inside where this screws right into. So I'll use some Teflon tape on these threads, and I'll screw it in here. And as long as I don't make the hole that I put the bulkhead through too big, this should solve my problem. And the reason I bought this when I ordered the hog nipples was because I saw that some people were using a bulkhead and some people weren't. Some people were just screwing the nipple itself right into the 55-gallon drum, and it worked fine for them. And mine probably would have worked fine had I not made the hole slightly too big, and had I not put it where it was going to be pushing on, even with the hole being too big, if it hadn't been pushing down on the fence, it probably would have been fine. So what I'm going to do this time around is I'm going to use the bulkhead, and I'm going to put the barrel inside of the fence. The reason I put it outside of the fence is when the pigs get older, they can knock it over. They can, you know, knock over a barrel once it gets, you know, so it's not full of water. So I'll probably just strap it to that wooden fence post so they can't knock it over, and it should work fine. So let's see if we can get this installed and get the barrel fixed. Okay, so in order to do this project, I'm going to need to put a hole in that barrel. And the tool that I'm going to use to put that hole in the barrel is a hole saw. If I can find the bulkhead here, you'll see it's the right size. The problem that I'm going to have is, normally when you use a hole saw, the center drill here gives you that pivot to keep you in a perfect circle. Without that, I've got to drill this hole and hope that I don't move around too much and that I make a decent hole. So we'll see how that goes. So it was tricky finding the best way to get it clamped down and get leverage on it, but I was able to get it started, and I think you could see what I did. I put it on the ground and I held the barrel in between my legs to keep that from moving, and then I just put this at high speed and was able to get it started, and then I made the hole. So I think it turned out pretty well. I haven't put the bulkhead through yet, so let's try that and see what kind of fit we have. I'm hoping it worked out okay. It's actually just ever so slightly tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go run and grab a file, and I'm going to gingerly file it down a little bit. Okay, so what I have are two files. A rat, I call this one a rat tail. I'm not sure what it's called. And this one I would call like a half round. And I'm going to see if I just take just a little bit at a time, and then we can test it. Still a little tight. It's fine. Well, that's going to screw in, so I think that'll work. So let's see if we can get it started. Okay, so the bulkhead is in. You can see here, adjust my viewfinder so I can see what you're seeing. So the bulkhead is in. Now if we go on the inside here, move this so you can see it's just screwed in, and then the more I pressure the washer on the outside, the more it will compress that gasket on the inside, and it'll be watertight. So let's come back to here and put on this washer. Okay, and I don't want to over tighten it, but I do want to make sure it's nice and snug. So I'm going to say that's good. I don't want to break it by over tightening it. So that should give me my watertight seal there. Now, let's make sure we're still on frame here. I'm going to take this. I've got some Teflon tape here that I'm going to put around the threads. And that should probably be more than enough. And if I get this in here, let's see what we got here. We should be good. So let's go fill it up and see if it works. So remember how I said it doesn't take long for them to make the water muddy? It is a muddy mess again, and it's maybe been a half an hour. So let's get this water in here, and this time I'm going to put it inside. Right now I won't have to strap it down. They're not big enough to move it when there's water in there, but I put a little piece of wood in front so that the front end, see if I can get that for you, so the front end doesn't go down too far when it's filled with water. but I think it should be the right height for now. Eventually, when the pigs get a little bit bigger, I may actually add another nipple up a little bit higher for when they're adults, so it can water both adults and piglets. But for now, this should serve well for quite a while. So it looks like the fix worked. There's a little bit of water underneath, but I think that might just be from me pushing on this and then coming back around underneath. You can see when I push it, water comes out. So I think we're good. I'll watch it and make sure, but even if it's really a slow leak, we'll be okay. I can always tighten things down and use silicone when necessary, but it should work. And this probably gives them right now about 30 gallons of water. And at some point when they get a little bit bigger and are drinking more water, I'll grab a 55-gallon drum and do the same thing, or make another one so that there's two of them. Redundancy. So, but yeah, that should get us back to working and not having to fill up that bowl 10 times a day, trying to keep it from getting too muddy. And they know now when we come in here, a lot of times it's with food. So they're keeping their eyes on us, and they've become so much friendlier. You can see they're coming right up to me. They think I got something. Where'd that root go? Here. Want this root? Here, want this root? Come here, right here. No? You want it? But I was hoping to get on video them drinking out of it, but they're not cooperating. But we'll get to it eventually. But they're cool looking. I like pigs. I think this is going to be fun. Well, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget, hey, I really appreciate when anyone subscribes or comments. I love talking to people in the comments. So if you're interested and you found any of these videos interesting at all or humorous, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button or the thumbs up, like, or comment in the comment box down below. So thanks so much. We'll see you guys next time.